At 72 years old, I sold my construction business for $45 million. To celebrate, I took my daughter Sarah and her husband Tom to the city's most expensive restaurant. They smiled, hugged me, and called me their hero. Then when they thought I wasn't looking, my daughter tried to poison me. What she didn't know was that someone else was watching. A security guard who whispered 6 words that changed everything. I saw him pour something in your drink. Those words would set in motion a plan to strip away everything they killed for. Before I continue, let me know where you're watching from in the comments. Subscribe if you believe family loyalty must go both ways, or it doesn't exist at all. The restaurant was called the Wellington, the kind of place where silence has weight, where crystal glasses clink softly and people speak in hushed voices. I sat across from Sarah and her husband Tom. The white tablecloth between us looked innocent. I had no idea it would soon become a crime scene. Sarah raised her champagne glass. To Dad, 40 years of hard work, from one truck to a fleet of hundreds, $45 million. You deserve every penny. Tom nodded. Richard, you're an inspiration. After Jennifer passed away, you could have given up. But you kept building. That takes real strength. I sipped my cranberry juice. No alcohol anymore. Doctor's orders after my heart scare last year. I should have been happy. This was my moment. 40 years of 5 a.m. wake-ups. 40 years of sacrifice. All to build something for my daughter. But something felt wrong. My late wife Jennifer used to say I could smell a liar from across a room. Right now, that instinct was screaming. Sarah's smile didn't reach her eyes. Tom's hand kept moving to his jacket pocket, then stopping. They kept exchanging quick glances. Silent conversations I wasn't part of. The waiter brought expensive steaks that seized, cost more than I used to make in a week. I remember those early days, eating instant noodles in my truck, sleeping on construction sites. I built everything for Sarah, my only child, my future. Dad, Sarah said carefully, we need to talk about your health. You're 72 now. Don't you think it's time to slow down? I am slowing down, I replied. I'm planning to buy that cabin by the lake your mother always wanted. Tom leaned forward. Have you thought about estate planning? A will can be complicated. It goes through probate. The taxes on $45 million could be enormous. Maybe a trust would be better. Something we set up now while you're, clear-minded. Clear-minded. The phrase hung like a threat. We want to protect everything you built, Sarah added softly. We want to honor your legacy. Legacy. They kept using that word, like I was already dead. The tension was suffocating. I needed air. Excuse me, I said, standing. I need the restroom. As I walked away, I glanced back. Just a quick look. What I saw froze my blood. The moment they thought I was gone, their faces changed completely. Smiles vanished. They leaned together urgently, whispering fast and low. Tom's hand went into his jacket pocket, all the way in. He pulled out something small, a tiny glass vial, no bigger than my thumb. Even from a distance, I could see liquid inside. Tom looked around nervously, making sure no one was watching. Then he reached toward my glass of cranberry juice. I was too far away to see exactly what happened, but the movement was unmistakable. Quick, furtive, guilty. I forced myself to keep walking, to not run back screaming. In the bathroom, I gripped the sink. My hands shook. My reflection stared back. An old man, grey hair, tired eyes. This couldn't be what it looked like. That would mean my daughter just tried to kill me. I splashed cold water on my face. Jennifer's voice echoed in my memory. Trust your instincts, Richard. I thought about Sarah at Jennifer's bedside during those final months, there every day, holding her mother's hand, crying. I'd thought she was grieving. Now a horrible question formed. Had she been waiting? I dried my face, took deep breaths. I needed to go back. I needed to see that drink. The walk back felt like slow motion. When I reached the table, everything looked normal. Sarah and Tom sat relaxed, smiling. The vial was gone. My cranberry juice sat exactly where I'd left it. Except it looked different somehow. The ice had shifted slightly. I reached for the glass, and that's when he appeared. A man in a security uniform appeared beside our table. Older, maybe 60, with grey hair and sharp eyes. His name tag read Marcus. "Mr. Anderson," he said quietly. "Yes." "I need to speak with you privately. It's urgent." Marcus led me to a quiet corner near the kitchen. His hand gripped my elbow, steadying. His face was deadly serious. "Mr. Anderson, I don't know how to say this, except directly. I was standing at the bar with a clear view of your table. When you went to the bathroom, I watched your daughter's husband pull a small vial from his jacket. He looked around to make sure no one was watching. Then he poured something into your glass, into your cranberry juice. I saw it clearly. There's no mistake." The floor tilted. I couldn't breathe. "What?" "I was a Marine for 20 years, Marcus continued. "I learned to watch people, to read behavior. That man wasn't adding sugar, sir. He was doing something he didn't want anyone to see." "Are you certain?" Marcus looked me straight in the eyes. "Certain enough to risk my job telling you. Certain enough to testify in court if needed. If that was my family, I'd want someone to warn me." My daughter, the little girl who used to sit on my shoulders, the child who brought me dandelions from the yard, the bride I walked down the sewer. She had just tried to kill me. "What should I do?" I asked, lost. "Don't drink that juice," Marcus said firmly. "Don't consume anything else at that table. Get out quickly without causing alarm. Then get that glass tested. Find out what he put in it." He pulled out a business card. "This is my personal number. If you need a witness, you call me, day or night." I took the card with shaking hands. "One more thing," Marcus said. "Don't let them know you know. People who poison someone are dangerous when they're caught. Play it safe. Play it smart." He nodded and disappeared into the shadows. I stood there, holding a stranger's card, trying to process that my daughter was a murderer. I had to go back, had to face them, pretend everything was normal. Every step was agony. Sarah and Tom looked up, smiling, casual, relaxed, like they hadn't just poisoned me. The glass sat there. Red liquid, death in crystal. I sat down, my hand reached toward the glass. Sarah leaned forward slightly, anticipation in her eyes. My fingers touched the glass. Then I jerked back, clutching my stomach. "Oh," I groaned weakly. "My stomach. Something's not right." "Dad?" Sarah's voice was full of concern. Or was it? Now I could hear the false note. "Are you okay?" Tom asked, half standing. "I'm fine, just indigestion. All this rich food. I think I need to go home and lie down." "Let us drive you," Sarah said immediately. Panic flared. I couldn't be alone with them. No. You stay. Enjoy your meal. I already called an Uber. It's probably outside." As I stood, I leaned heavily on the table. My hand came down near the glass. In one clumsy motion, I knocked it over. Cranberry juice spilled across the tablecloth like blood. "I'm so sorry," I muttered. Waiters rushed over. Multiple staff with napkins. Chaos. In that chaos, I grabbed a soaked napkin and shoved it deep into my coat pocket. "EVD, Chaz. You two stay and enjoy," I said. "I'll call you tomorrow." I walked out without looking back. The cool night air hit my face. I gulped it in. My Uber was actually there. I gave the driver an address. Not home. The 24-hour testing laboratory across town. In my pocket, the wet napkin was heavy. evidence of my daughter's betrayal. The laboratory was bright with harsh lights. A young technician sat behind glass. I pulled out the wet napkin, now sealed in a plastic bag. "I need a full toxicology screening," I said. "Everything in this sample. Money is not an issue." He typed into his computer. "That'll be expensive. Rush job. I don't care about cost." 4 hours later, at 3:47 a.m., the email arrived. I was sitting in an all-night diner, staring at cold coffee. I opened the report. Dense technical language, but at the top was a summary in plain English. Sample contains digoxin. Concentration, 2.5 mg per 100 ml. Standard therapeutic dose, 0.0625.25 mg daily. Detected concentration represents 25 to 40 times maximum therapeutic dose. Clinical note. For a patient with pre-existing cardiac issues, this dosage would almost certainly induce fatal cardiac arrest within 2 to 4 hours. Symptoms would mimic a natural heart attack. Detection during routine autopsy would be unlikely unless specifically tested. I read that last line again. The perfect murder, a heart attack, an old man with heart problems. Nothing suspicious. They would have cried at my funeral. Sarah would have inherited $45 million, and no one would have known. Digoxin. My heart medication. Sarah knew about my condition. She would have researched it, known exactly what would kill me. This wasn't impulse. This was planned, researched, calculated. My daughter had tried to murder me with cold precision. I didn't go to police. A public case would mean headlines, scandal, my reputation destroyed. I called my lawyer, Patricia Kane, at 6 a.m. "Richard, what's wrong?" "Everything. I need you, now." 20 minutes later, I sat in her office. I told her everything, showed her the lab report. Patricia's face hardened. "We call the police. This is attempted murder." "No police. Think about it. Headlines everywhere, media circus, everything I built reduced to scandal." Patricia understood. "Then what do you want?" "I want to understand why. What drove her to this?" Patricia made a call. Minutes later, a man arrived. David Chen, former FBI, private investigator. "I want to know everything about Sarah and Tom," I said. "Their finances, their secrets, everything." "Give me 1 week," David said. That week was agony. I answered Sarah's calls, kept my voice normal. Every conversation was torture. 7 days later, David delivered his report. Patricia and I sat as he laid out folders on the table. "Your daughter and son-in-law are in severe financial trouble. Total debt, $3.2 million. The number hit like a punch. David continued. 15 maxed credit cards. Tom has a gambling addiction. Online poker. Over $900,000 lost in 3 years. Sarah took out high-interest loans from private lenders trying to cover it." He showed me documents. "They took a second mortgage on their house 2 years ago without telling you. They're 4 months behind on both mortgages. Foreclosure has started." My head spun. How did I not know? "They hid it carefully," Patricia said. "Every time you gave them money, they used it for minimum payments. But the hole kept getting deeper." David pulled out another document. "Life insurance policy on you. Taken out 6 months ago. $10 million. Sarah is the beneficiary. 10 million. Plus 45 million from my estate." He showed me printed pages. Tom's internet search history from the last 6 months. I looked at the list. My blood froze. March 15. Heart medication overdose. March 22nd. How to cause a heart attack. April 3rd. Untraceable poisons. April 10. Digoxin toxicity symptoms. April 29th. Digoxin, lethal dose. May 12th. Natural-looking death elderly. May 25th. Avoiding estate taxes. The searches went on. Dozens. A timeline of murder being planned like a business project. They'd been planning my death for 6 months. I stared at the evidence. Financial ruin, life insurance, internet searches for murder. "What do you want to do?" Patricia asked. "We have enough for 20 years in prison." I thought about Sarah in handcuffs, in court, the media circus. Prison would let her be the victim. She'd rewrite the story, make herself tragic. "I don't want prison," I said. "I want to take away everything they killed for. I want them to live with what they've done, every single day." Patricia smiled, the kind of smile that meant we were about to do something creative. Over 3 days, we built a different kind of trap. I transferred the entire $45 million, not to Sarah, to the Jennifer Anderson Foundation, a charity in my wife's name, for scholarships to children of construction workers and addiction recovery programs. Every penny, locked in an irrevocable trust, untouchable. I changed my will. Sarah would inherit nothing. Then Patricia called Sarah. "Your father wants to set up a family trust. He's worried about estate taxes. Can you and Tom come to my office Tuesday to sign papers?" Sarah's voice was eager. "Of course. Thank you for taking care of him." Taking care of him? The words made me sick. Tuesday came. Sarah and Tom arrived wearing expensive clothes they couldn't afford, smiling, confident. They had no idea they'd already lost. We sat in Patricia's conference room. Sarah and Tom held hands across the table. They looked perfect. "Before we proceed," Patricia began, "there are preliminary matters to address." She slid a document across the table. "Item 1, a toxicology report from the Wellington restaurant showing lethal digoxin concentration in your father's beverage." Their faces went white. Patricia kept sliding documents. The financial invitances. Estigation showing $3.2 million in debt. Tom's internet searches for murder methods. The life insurance policy. Surveillance statement from Marcus showing Tom pouring poison. The evidence kept coming. Undeniable. Overwhelming. Sarah started crying. "Daddy, I can explain." "Don't," I said. Hard. Final. I stood up. "I built everything for you, Sarah. Your mother and I sacrificed so you could have a better life. And you repaid that love by trying to murder me." "We were desperate," Tom shouted, standing. "We were going to lose everything. Those lenders were threatening us. We had no choice." "No choice but to murder me?" "You were going to die soon anyway," Tom screamed. The words hung in the air. "You're 72. You have a heart condition. How many years did you have left? 5? 10? We needed that money now." Sarah gasped. "Tom, no." But he couldn't stop. Before it was too late. I looked at this man who'd married my daughter. "The $45 million is gone," I said quietly. Sarah's head snapped up. "What?" "I transferred it yesterday. Every penny. To a charitable foundation in your mother's name. You'll never see it. My will is changed too. Everything goes to the foundation when I die." Sarah's face crumpled. "No. That money is mine. You promised." "I promised to take care of my family. But you're not my family anymore. My family wouldn't try to poison me." Patricia spoke. "You have 2 options. Option 1, I call the district attorney right now. You're both arrested for attempted murder. 20 years in prison." Tom collapsed into his chair. "Option 2, you sign this agreement. Richard pays off your $3.2 million in debt. You keep your house and cars. But you repay every penny over 30 years. £8,889 per month. 0 interest. Miss 1 payment. The full balance is due immediately, and all evidence goes to police." 30 years, Sarah whispered. 30 years, I confirmed. "Every month you'll make that payment, and every month you'll remember why. You'll remember the night you tried to murder your father." I leaned down close to her face. "For 30 years, Sarah, you'll carry this guilt. That's my gift to you. They sat there, broken. Tom signed first. His hand shook so badly the signature was barely legible. He pushed the papers to Sarah. She looked at me. "Daddy, I'm sorry. It was Tom's idea. The gambling pulled me in. I didn't want to—" "Sign the paper, Sarah." Her tears fell on the document, but she signed. Patricia took the papers, made copies. "First payment due in 30 days. Don't be late." They stood like zombies. As they reached the door, Sarah turned back. "Do you hate me?" I looked at my daughter. "No, I don't hate you. The daughter I loved died when you put poison in my drink. You're just a stranger now, a stranger who shares my DNA." She flinched, then walked out. "That was 8 months ago. I get a payment every month, exactly on time. 8,000 $89. The first few payments came with letters from Sarah, long letters, apologizing, begging forgiveness. I didn't read them. Patricia filed them away. After 3 months, the letters stopped. Now there's just money. A reminder I'm still alive. I don't keep it. Every penny goes to the Jennifer Anderson Foundation. In 8 months, we've awarded 47 scholarships to children of construction workers, kids whose parents have sore backs and calloused hands like I used to. We've funded 3 addiction recovery centers, for gambling addiction specifically, helping people like Tom before they destroy families. I turned their poison into something good, their betrayal into other people's hope. I bought the cabin by the lake Jennifer always wanted. Big porch overlooking water. Every morning I sit there with coffee and watch the sun paint the sky orange and pink and gold. Sometimes I feel Jennifer there with me, in the wind, in the water, in the peace. I'm 73 now. My health is excellent, better than it's been in years. I take daily walks. I read. I volunteer at the foundation twice weekly. I'm happier than I've been in a decade. People ask about Sarah, neighbors who used to see her visiting. "We had a disagreement," I tell them. "She's living her own life now." They nod. They can see in my eyes it's not a subject to discuss. I don't know what Sarah and Tom are doing, if they're still together, if they've learned anything, if they feel remorse or resentment. I don't think about it. They made choices. Now they live with consequences. I'm on my porch right now watching sunset over the lake. The sky is on fire with color, red and orange and purple. Beautiful. I've been thinking about legacy lately, what we leave behind. I spent 40 years building a business, creating something I thought was my legacy, something to pass to my daughter. But that's not legacy. Buildings aren't legacy. Money isn't legacy. The choices we make, that's legacy. The good we do, the lives we touch, the hope we create. That's what lasts. The Jennifer Anderson Foundation will outlive me, outlive Sarah, outlive Tom. Long after we're forgotten, some kid will get a scholarship, some family will be saved from debt, some addict will get sober. That's my legacy now. Not the company I built, not the money I made, but the good I did when everything fell apart. If there's a lesson here, it's this. Be careful what you teach your children. Be careful what they learn from watching you. I taught Sarah that money was important, that success was important, that building wealth was the goal. I should have taught her that integrity was important, that character mattered more than possessions. Maybe if I'd taught her that, things would be different. But I can't change the past. I can only control what I do now. So I wake up every morning in this cabin. I drink coffee on the porch. I watch the sunrise. And I'm grateful. Grateful for Marcus, who warned me. Grateful for Patricia, who helped me find justice. Grateful for David, who found truth. Grateful that I'm alive to see another day. If this story touched you, hit that like button, Subscribe for more stories and comment below. Tell me what you would have done. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me share this. Remember, family is built on trust and love. When those are gone, what's left is just biology. And biology alone isn't enough. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.